Mukhang naging mahaba ata yung bakasyon niyo, yung holiday niyo humaba. Charot. Okay. Ano, mukhang nag-isip pa, hindi man, 'di ba? Then no, last week, hindi tayo nag-meet na Wednesday. Is it because holiday? Nag-discuss ba tayo last meeting? Monday last meeting last week?
Yes
Yes
po,
po.
ma'am.
Yes po.
Sigurado kayo?
Opo.
O ano yung
Yes.
diniscuss ko sa inyo? Na ano yung first discussion natin?
Enlightened self-interest, mama.
Okay. So, hindi lang pala ako bigay ng activity. Kasi nga, Wednesday last week ay holiday, okay? So, ayun. Now and forever. Okay, sure. Let me check the attendance first. So once I call your names, just say present na lang po. Chris Mali. Asan na? Dito.
Ma'am, present po.
Retorban,
Ma'am, present po.
Salvador,
Present, ma'am.
Tasipit,
Ma'am, present po.
Tana.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. How about Valdez first? Valdez?
Present po.
Valenzuela?
Ma'am, present po.
Vergara?
Present po, ma'am.
And Veloria? Wala.
I'm present po. I'm
Ah,
present po.
Kung may tatlong wala. Okay. So, ano po? Let's start our discussion for the next module. Okay, represent lang po. Okay, so if you see the presentation on your screen, kindly react na lang po. Okay. So, sa ating discussion po, mag-take down notes na lang po kayo for a while, no? Kasi po, hindi ko pa pwedeng i-upload or wala pang approval if i-upload na po namin ang module sa Orange app. Kasi po, marami pang pipirma, hindi pa na-approve. But, syempre kung ano yung pinapa-approve naming module, yun pinuturo namin sa inyo. Pero sa ngayon, 'di ba, habang hindi pa napipirmahan, mag-take down notes muna kayo, okay? Mag-stick muna kayo sa presentation. Okay? So here is the second module in Instituto. It's all about the basic sources of morality. Okay? So in this presentation, explores the concept of natural law and culture, examining their origins, principles, and impact on human behavior. Okay. So dito, at the end of this module, you will be able to explain what natural law means as a basic sources of morality, develop your own comprehensive working definition of an insights on culture, and to explain and analyze the complexities and dynamism of culture as a distinctively human heritage. Okay? So here, basic sources of morality. Okay. So in your own opinion or in your own understanding, what is natural law? Anyone from the class? Pag sinabi nating natural law, meron po? Pag sinabi nating natural law, any idea about natural law? Meron po? Huwag na po kayong mahiya sumagot, 'no. Own idea niyo lang naman din po, wala naman pong maling sagot. Yes, Miss Morada.
Ma'am, yung ano po, yung mga rights natin.
Okay, our rights. Thank you. Oh, how about the others? Just give it a try. O sige na, mag-try kayo. Wala naman pong ano. Yes, Guillermo.
Ma'am, yung parang ano po, yung kunyari may bagong panganak, ma'am, meron na siya kagad human rights. Parang ganun, ma'am.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Oh, how about the others? Mr. Justin.
Ma'am, para po kwan po, madam. For example po, pag gagawa ka po, madam, ng mali is meron kong law po doon. Pwede ka pong makasuhan po, madam.
Okay, yes. Ano pa? Pag sinabi nating natural law, kung bukod sa mga sinabi nila, may maidadagdag pa po ba kayo? Anyone from the class? Tatlo lang ata estudyante ko. Ano po? Sino pa? May dagdag pa? Yes, again, Miss Morada.
Ma'am, yung mga responsibilidad po natin sa kapaligiran bilang isang tao. Yung mga
Okay,
kailangan
yes. Ano pa? Meron pa? Any additional? Oh, baka nahihiya lang kayo. Huwag kayong mahiya. Miss Erasga.
Ma'am, yung personal sense pa natin kung ano po yung tama or mali. Parang ganun.
Okay, yes. Oh, any additional? Meron pa ba? Wala na. Nahiya na sila. Okay, so thank you po sa mga sumagot at nagbigay ng kanilang idea about natural law. Okay, so here we have the meaning of natural law. Okay, so here sabi dyan, natural law is a theory in the simplest ethical framework that recognizes the deep connection between nature and morality. So meron daw deep connection, no? Ang nature and morality when it comes to natural law. Because, no, in a common understanding of human nature and ethics, humans are part of nature. So, we are capable of perceiving and living by natural rules and applying those rules in a universal way. Okay? So, yun yung tinatawag niyang connection, no? In nature and morality. Kasi, we, as a human being, part tayo ng nature, di ba? Part tayo ng environment. So, we're living by a natural law. So, those are the existing laws, no? Na hindi pa tayo pinapanganak is meron ng ganong law. Okay? So, that is the connection between nature and morality about natural law. Okay, so we have here also rationality. It says that morality is inherent in human rationality. Yes, because natural law is built into the nature of people, which is tinatawag niyang rationality. Because the moral law is called natural law. Because it based on our nature as a rational beings. Diba? Pag sinabi nating tao or human being, they are rational beings. Okay? Because it is not based on the nature of irrational beings. So, sino ba yung mga irrational beings? No? Such as animals, plants, or inanimate matter. So, yun yung tinatawag nating irrational. So, sa lahat po ng Trinity ni God, sa lahat ng nilikha, tao po yung kakaiba. Diba? Kaya natatawag nga tayo na we humans are unique. Diba? So, when scientists refer to the laws of nature, diba? Kung yung scientists, siguro yung napagtanungan natin, kung ano yung perception or perspective nila about natural law, no? They mean physical law, no? Such as the law of gravity, no? Or the law of thermodynamics. So magkakaiba po ng perspective or concept about natural law. Okay? Next, divine connection. So sabi dyan, natural law originates and ends in God. So here, according to Thomas Aquinas, he added that natural law comes from and ends in God. So yun naman yung perspective ni Thomas Aquinas regarding natural law na nagmumula at magtatapos daw kay God kapag sinabi nating natural law. So let's further enhance your knowledge about that. So we have here, no, Aristotle's influence on Aquinas. So with the great influence from Aristotle, so Aristotle is the father of natural law. Take note of that. So Thomas Aquinas is said to have Christianized Aristotelian philosophy. So bakit sinabi ni Thomas Aquinas na kailangan i-Christianize yung philosophy na meron si Aristotle? Because Aquinas needed first to establish that humans were created by God and are meant to achieve their ultimate happiness in heaven or in God. Okay? Kasi kapag sinabi nating natural law, there is a strong influence of Aristotle in terms of Aquinas' philosophy. So through Aristotle, may be considered as a pagan, Aquinas respected Aristotle's empirical teaching and connected with Christian teaching. So kahit na, diba, si Aristotle ay isang pagan, no? Still, nirerespeto pa rin ni Thomas Aquinas yung teaching na meron si Aristotle. Kasi yun nga lang naman po yung perspective niya about natural law. So for him, reality is composed of the natural and revealed theology. Okay? So ayon niyan kay Aquinas, the Summa Theologica. Okay, yan. Natural and revealed. Sabi diyan, reality encompasses both natural. Kapag sinabi nating natural reality, ito yung mga bagay-bagay na kailangan mo nating i-observe bago tayo mag-conclude or bago tayo magbigay ng ating comments, suggestion, or reaction. So, kailangan mo nating observe yung mga bagay-bagay. Yung action, yung situation, or anything. Diba? But, we can know things by looking at the evidences around us. Diba? Doon natin malalaman kasi. Once na na-observe natin or nakita natin yung mga evidences sa harapan natin, then, doon na tayo magko-conclude. Diba? Doon na tayo sasabi ng ating reactions on that particular situation or actions. However, another part of reality cannot be known to man unless it is revealed. So, di ba, may mga gano'n naman. Hindi sila maniniwala unless ito ay na-revealed na, sabi na. Di ba? So, here, revealed theology means that our knowledge will come from God's revelation, and that would be within the sphere of faith, where it mandates believing first. Dahil nga, na-revealed na, di ba, yung reality. So that's why, di ba, it's time na maniniwala na tayo. Kasi, nanggaling na din mismo yung knowledge sa kay God, di ba? So, yan na-reveal na, may revelation na. That's why, people, no, in reality, they are, naniwala sila. Diba? They believe na agad-agad. Is it because, diba, after God's revelation, diba? If you have a strong faith, then maniniwala ka agad. But these two would overlap that one point, and this he called natural theology. Okay. So though they would come from different perspective, di ba, magkaiba si natural and revealed, still these two should be compatible and must conclude the same reality. Okay? So kahit na may iba-iba silang perspective, iba yung perspective about natural and perspective about revealed theology, still, di ba, kailangan maging compatible sila. And in conclusion, di ba, they have the same thought about reality. Okay? So that is natural law. Next, we have also natural law and its tenets. Okay. So for Aristotle, all created things have a beginning and an end. So, yun yung tinatawag nating purpose natin. Di ba? So, kaya nilikha, diba? Kaya nilikha yung mga bagay, yung mga living things dito sa ating mundo, is it because merong purpose, di ba? Kaya nilikha ang halaman ng puno, di ba? Upang di ba, magkaroon ng sariwang hangin, di ba? Maganda ang kapaligiran, di ba? Kaya nilikha ang mga hayop upang may may tawag dito, ano ba? Ano bang tamang term doon? Kasi, di ba, kapag sa Bible tayo, mag-base din yun. God created the world, ano ba yung unang create niya, di ba? Then, if sa science naman, ganito, ganyan, di ba? So, magkaiba kasi. So, yan, di ba? Kapag no-create yung mga animals, then, di ba, magiging maganda yung kapaligiran. Then, nung create din tayong mga tao, then, di ba, we have a purpose. So, lahat ng create ay mayroong purpose. Hindi basta-basta lamang yan nilikha. Okay? So, and that end is the goal of man. So, ano ba yung goal ng man na tinatawag dito? So, this was already identified, di ba, in the previous discussion, which is yung tinatawag nating eudaimonia or yung happiness. Okay? So, the ultimate goal of a man is happiness or eudaimonia. So for Christians, everything is perceived as a part of the divine plan, and for as long as the inherent purpose is being achieved for the fulfillment of the great or divine plan. Diba? So dahil may purpose tayo, so may kanya-kanya tayong kailangang i-accomplish, mission na dapat gawin. Okay? So then, one is achieving its end. So kailangan nating ma-achieve yun at makamit yung goal natin, yung end natin, which is happiness, di ba? Ganoon naman tayo, di ba? Pag may gusto tayong i-achieve na bagay, di ba? Kapag na-achieve na natin yun, natamasan na natin din, di ba? Nagiging masaya tayo. Pero dito, iba yung kasiyahan na pinapakita or pinapaliwanag. So, achieving that purpose would also be considered as what is best for you. Okay? So, however, for human beings, it gets a bit complicated because we have given free will. Ito na. Dito na pumapasok yung human have the freedom to choose their path. Diba? Yes, we have purpose. That's why nilikha tayo. So, may mga dapat tayong i-accomplish or mission na gagawin. Diba? So, to accomplish that mission, diba? Then, kapag na-achieve na my ultimate goal, which is the happiness. Pero, di ba? Dahil tao tayo, because we are irrational beings, di ba? So, Though the ideal would be fulfillment of the purpose of God has given us for the accomplishment of the divine plan, in practice, that might not happen. Bakit? Na maaring hindi mangyari? Is it because we have free will? So, nasa sa atin na po. We have the freedom to choose kung ano yung landas na tatahakin natin. If, di ba, susundin ba natin yung purpose natin or yung nakalaan na gagawin natin or liliko ka sa iyong landas, di ba? So, yun yung tinatawag nating tenets ng natural law. Kasi, di ba, binigyan tayo ni God ng purpose. Why we are, kung bakit tayo nabubuhay. Okay, so, kailangan nating gawin yun, to pa rin. Pero, because human being tayo, tao tayo, that's why nasa sa atin na. Choose na natin if that purpose is magiging align sa kung anong gusto din ni God para sa atin. Diba? Kung susundin mo ba or hindi. Okay? So, diba, thus, it's possible that we are directing our path to something opposite of the intended purpose given to us. Diba? Minsan kasi, lalo na, diba, may sarili na tayong pag-iisip, may sarili naman tayong pananaw sa mga bagay-bagay. Diba? Kasi tayo din gumagawa ng ating kapalaran. Diba? So, yun, nasa tao na if intention niya bang sundin kung ano yung purpose na ibinigay sa kanya or hindi niya yun gagawin. Okay? So, Aquinas believes that as rational beings, we should know that happiness is our good. And it is, but a natural direction for human beings to move towards it. So, nasa tao na din kasi, di ba? Nasa tao na kung tatahakin niya ba yung direction na yun or hindi. That's why it's hard, no? It's hard din sa mga tao na to choose. No? Kung ano nga ba. But always remember na sa lahat ng gagawin, dapat, di ba? Alalahanin na kabutihan at mabuti lang yung palaging gagawin. Okay? So, sabi dun sa sa Proverbs 1 verse 7 or Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7, diba? Sabi doon, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise knowledge and instruction. Okay? So, it is real experiencing of a relationship with God, which is the beatific vision na tinatawag. Yes, diba? We have different ways kung ano yung relasyon natin to God, diba? Kasi iba-iba naman po tayo ng religion, diba? So, nakadepende na po kung paano yung pananampalataya ng isang tao base sa religion na kanyang kinabibilangan. But, diba, the point here, we have different relationship with God, diba? So, at this point, cardinal virtues are now emphasized. Okay. So, dito na pumapasok yung happiness and virtues, di ba? So, dito, cardinal virtues are emphasized, di ba? They are considered as a paramount or important. So, these are humility, chastity, obedience, faith, and love, and they will all lead towards happiness. But note that this is different set of virtue that Aristotle presented, showing that the recognition of what is virtuous can change. Okay? So sabi din dyan, virtuous life. Okay? So it has to be emphasized that happiness and good life are not the same as that of having the riches or pleasure or etc. Diba? So, magkaiba yung happiness and good life na sinasabi dito sa kung anong meron ka ngayon, diba? Okay? Yes, we have different status in life, diba? Meron mga pinanganak ng mayaman, yung mga accessible sa quality and proper education, diba? Marangya yung buhay, ganyan, diba? Meron din naman yung mga hindi. So, iba-iba, diba? Pero dito, ine-emphasize niya dito na that happiness and good life are not the same sa kung anong merong na tinatamasa mo ngayon. Because happiness is about becoming virtuous. So the virtuous life is one that seeks intellectual venture and the pursuit of God and His essence as a practice within the community. So sabi yan, intellectual pursuit, di ba? That's why nga, no, palagi tayong nakikinig sa mga salita ng Diyos. So yung mga salita na yun, di ba? His essence is important in the community, di ba? Kasi yun yung magiging basihan natin, no, sa mga ginagawa natin sa pang-araw-araw, 'di ba? Those words of God, 'di ba? Is sinusunod natin, 'di ba? Na wag gumawa ng masama, palaging gumawa ng mabuti, 'di ba? So just like Aristotle, human activity is seen as an action, or action, it is the means that towards something which is the end. Okay? So through that action, di ba? Yan yung magiging way, no, para makamit mo yung end or yung goal na tinatawag. No? Ayon yan kay Aristotle. But Aquinas also claims that the end goal is happiness. Di ba? Kasi nga, sabi ni Aquinas that, no, all created humans comes from and ends with God, in God. But the right action depend on the knowledge of God rather philosophical knowledge. Okay. So nakadepende na po yun. If that knowledge is coming from God or that knowledge is a philosophical knowledge or philosophy na tinatawag po natin. So that is the happiness and purpose. Okay. So did you get the point about natural law, di ba? And their perspective, yung perspective ng mga philosopher. Okay? So dito, nakadepende na po sa inyo if papaniwalaan nyo or isasabuhan nyo yung perspective ni Aristotle, no? Or yung philosophy ni Aquinas, or yung mismo perspective na kung anong pinaniniwalaan nyo. Kasi tao din naman yung mga philosopher. So, nagbase din naman sila sa mga naunang mga sources, 'di ba? Kaya nga basic sources of morality. So, pinagmulan, 'di ba? Nagbase lang din sila, kaya nagbigay lang din sila ng kanilang perspective about natural law. But when we say natural law, it is the existing laws, no? Na kahit di pa tayo pinapanganak ay meron na po yan. Okay? So that is natural law. Next, we have here defining culture. Okay. So, before we expound the meaning of culture, so in your own words, your own understanding, or maliban dyan sa mga nakalagay dyan, what is culture? Anyone? Yes, Libaw.
Ma'am, Lolo. Ma'am, ano po? Identity po ng isang tao, ma'am.
Okay, identity of an individual. Thank you. How about Vergara?
Ma'am, ito po yung way of life na kinalakihan po natin.
Okay, yes. The way of life or yung mga nakalakihan, nakagisnan. Ano pa, an additional? Yes. Mr. Lemon.
Ma'am, ano po? Culture po, ito po yung pagkakakilanlan po natin bilang isang tao, bilang isang lahi, ganun po.
Okay, yes. Pagkakakilanlan as a citizen, bilang isang lahi. Yes, ano pa? Any additional? Any ideas pa, Mr. Rasga?
Well, culture po, it is encompasses po of shared behaviors po, customs. and
Okay.
others po.
Yes, thank you po. Sabi naman, those shared beliefs, customs, and etc. Okay. So with that, let's expound the meaning of culture. Okay. So sabi dito, the word culture is derived from the Latin word cultura. Okay. So yung kultura, ang spelling ganito din, pero pinalitan lang ng A, etong E. Okay. So kultura. Sa Latin word na tawag siyang kultura. No? Which means care or civilization. So sabi dito, culture is about care and civilization. So this is based on the fact that humans have a long period of dependency on a fellow humans and have to be taken care or by the people around them. Okay. So, meaning to say, kapag sinabi nating culture, ito yung mga namana pa natin sa ating mga kanino-ninunuhan, 'di ba? Yung ninuno ng ninuno mo ng mga ganon, 'di ba? So those are cultures na ipinapasa, 'di ba, from generation to the next generation. But the culture in which an individual is born provides him or her the world of meaning and the necessary care and attention as he or she grows up in maturity and personal responsibility. Di ba? So, nung pinanganak kayo, given na yan, na meron ng culture. So, habang lumalaki kayo, naa-adapt nyo din kung ano yung kulturang meron kayo. Di ba? For this reason, the culture of a particular place is reflected in an individual as a result of the care and training that the cultural group has provided. So meaning to say, tama yung sinasabi nyo, that culture, no? Or one of the identification of human or an individual is their culture, diba? Through the culture, ma-identify ka kung Pilipino ka, Amerikano, Chinese, Japanese, diba? Or etc. So, napaka-importante po ni culture kasi ito yung nagre-reflect sa mga tao, diba? So, through their care, diba, of the culture, nagagawa nila ng maayos yung mga ginagawa nila. Kasi may basihan sila. Sabi diyan, culture provides a framework for understanding. Yes, di ba? Through culture, diyan mas lalong nagkakaunawaan, nagkakaintindihan ang bawat isa. Di ba? Bawat individual. Kasi if you have same culture, then, di ba? Maganda yung magiging relasyon nyo sa isa't isa. Okay? And it says that the process of acquiring culture is called enculturation. Yes. So once na in-acquire mo yung kultura na meron ka, di ba? Kung ano yung kinagisnan, kinalakihan, nakagawian mo. So, that process we called enculturation. Kasi habang lumalaki ka, habang nagmamature yung personality mo, dala-dala mo na yung kultura na nakagawian, di ba? Na kinalakihan din ng magulang mo. Diba? So, in short, kapag sinabi nating culture, it is a way of life of people. Diba? So, hindi nyo napapansin yung mga ginagawa nyo sa araw-araw. Diba? It is a part of culture. Okay? So, ayon naman kay Edward Taylor, he says that culture is a complex whole, which includes knowledge, beliefs, art, morals, diba, laws, customs, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by a man as a member of society. Okay? So, tama ba? Narinig nyo ba yung mga idea nyo dito sa meaning ng culture? Diba? So, ayun po kapag sinabi nating culture. Okay? So, it's either, diba, those things na nakikita natin or ginagawa natin sa araw-araw or those complexities, mga knowledge, di ba, na kailangan nating i-acquire as a member of a society. Okay? So to further enhance your knowledge about culture, so let's take a look with the two types of culture. Okay, so first we have the material culture. So it says that material culture is an object created and used by humans. Okay? So in short, kapag sinabi nating material culture, ito yung mga ginagawa, ginagamit ng mga tao. Diba? Nahahawakan, tangible things. So nahahawakan, nagagamit. So, they range from the prehistoric stone of the primitive man up to the most advanced computer of the modern man. Diba? Yan. Ayan yung tinatawag nating material culture, 'di ba? Mula noon nung prehistory hanggang sa ngayon na na-modernize na, 'di ba? Tayong mga tao is yan yung tinatawag nating material culture. So those material things such as art, tools, ano pa ba? Weapons, dwelling units, kahit yung mga tirahan, 'di ba noon? Oh, mga tirahan nila gawa sa bato, 'di ba? At kung ano-anong puno, 'di ba? Mga dahon, depende. Utensils, machineries, and clothing, and among others, no? So, yun yung mga tinatawag nating material culture. So, nakadepende na lang kasi dahil lumilipas din ng panahon, so nag evolve nagkakaroon din ng innovation sa mga materials na ginagamit natin. At marami ding na-create or na-innovate, di ba? From manual to high-tech na, di ba? Mga ganun. Okay? Kapag sinabi naman po nating non-material culture, so these are consists of words people use. So ito yung mga salita na ginagamit daw ng mga tao. The habits they follow, and the ideas, customs, and behavior that any society professes and to which they strive to confirm that. So, ayan yung tinatawag nating non-material culture, no? Ito yung mga salita na ginagamit ng mga tao, no? It's either ideas to, customs, behaviors na meron sa kanilang societies, di ba? Also, laws, techniques, styles, lifestyles, and knowledge are also included kapag sinabi nating non-material culture. So, the non-material aspect of culture is the meaning and the substance inherent in culture. Okay? So, meaning to say, ito yung mga namamana. Diba? Yung naisasalin-salin, na ililipat-lipat from generation to the next generation. Diba? So, also involves the non-material aspects that general beliefs and patterns of behavior common to the group of people. So, yun yung tinatawag nating non-material culture. So, did you get the difference between the two types of culture? Yung material and non-material? Na-gets po yung kaibahan? Ganun lang kasimple. Pag material, ginagamit natin, di ba? Nahahawakan, ginagawa. Okay? So, maaring mano-mano or high-tech, di ba? Kasi habang lumilipas yung panahon, nagbabago-bago naman yung mga yan. Pero still, yun pa rin yung culture, di ba? Pag sinabi natin non-material, ito yung mga ideas, beliefs, and behaviors na meron ng isang society na kailangan nilang i-acquire, di ba? Okay. So that is the two types of culture. Next, we have also the components. Siyempre, di ba? The components of culture are the things covered under the broad headings of material and non-material culture. So, meaning to say, etong components na to, ito yung mga nagsasabi kung paano natin ma-identify if that culture is material or hindi. So, some of the major and basic ones are this. No? We have norms. So, these are often described as a social norms. No? Kapag sinabi natin norms. Social norms, di ba? Para sa mga tao in our society. So there are guides or models of behavior which tell us what is, ano ba yan? What is appropriate or inappropriate or what is right or what is wrong. Kapag sinabi natin norms. So norms is our guide or models, no? Doon natin mapagtatanto if masama or mabuti yung ginagawa natin. Kung tama ba yung ginagawa natin or mali. So, si norms yung nagiging guide po natin para malaman natin if totoo, tama, mali, masama, or mabuti yung ginagawa ng tao. So, norms are usually in the form of rules, di ba? May mga sinusunod tayong rules para hindi tayo mapatawan or diba? Hindi tayo, ano ba yung word? Siyempre, kung nasunod kang rules. Ma-violate. Diba? Para, siyempre, kaya may rules para hindi natin baliwalain. So, that rules, standards, or prescriptions followed by people who follow certain standards or rules are the norms of conduct na tinatawag natin. Diba? So, we are a member of a society. So, for instance, no, there are norms of conduct na tinatawag natin. So, those norms of standard or norms of conduct is like for doctors, diba? Iba yung norms of conduct ng doctors, sa teachers, sa armed forces, sa engineers, and nurses, and among others profession, di ba? So the norms indicate the society's standard of propriety, morality, ethics, and legality. So meaning to say, if you a doctor, then you have a norms of conduct. Diba? So, kinikilala ka ng iyong society bilang isang doktor, bilang isang guro, bilang isang sundalo, engineer, nurse, and among other professions. So, that is the norms of a society na tinatawag natin, or the norms of culture. Next, values. Standards for evaluating desirability. So when we say values, diba, unlike norms, which constitute standards for behavior, but values represent the standards that we use to evaluate the desirability of things. So itong values na to, ito yung mga ginagamit natin para i-evaluate yung mga bagay-bagay if ito ba ay may kabuluhan. So values define what is right, good, and moral. So the values of a society shape its normative system and guide the behavior of its people. So hindi lang si norms yung dapat magga-guide sa atin para sabihin sa atin if tama ba, mali, mabuti or masama yung ginagawa natin. Also, values guide us. No? Guides our society. Because by analyzing the norms of a society, one can determine the basic value of that society. So pag na-analyze mo na kung ano yung norms na meron sa iyong society na kinabibilangan, now, it's time to determine the basic value. So with that norms in your society, doon mo na din ma-determine yung basic value na meron sa iyong society. Diba? Yung paggawa ng mabuti, diba? Pagsasabi ng tama, diba? Iwasan ng mali, iwasan ng masama. Okay? So each society has a certain values that tend to set it apart and help distinguish it from other societies. Diba? So yung mga values, norms na yan ay napaka-importante. Kasi yan yung magiging distinction ng inyong society to other societies. Okay? So in a study about Filipino values, so may mga study, mga pag-aaral about sa values ng mga Pilipino. So like for example, no, yung emotional closeness and security in the family, 'di ba? Kasi kapag sinabi nating family, it is seen as having a double function. So may dalawang function or double function ng family, di ba? Kasi yung family natin yung nagpo-provide sa atin ng outlet sa mga pangangailangan natin for us, no, to become a good person, di ba? Para mabuhay tayo. And second, family provides understanding, acceptance in a place where no matter how far or how wrongly one has wandered, then he or she can always return. No? Diba na kahit na ano yung nagawa mong pagkakamali, no? May babalikan kang pamilya. Sabi nga nila, family is always a family. Diba? Kahit na nasaktan mo sila, may nagawa kang hindi maganda. Kapag bumalik ka, tatanggapin ka pa rin nila. Diba? So that is one of the values of Filipino. Yan. Pinag-aralan nila yan, napag-aralan nila yan. Na isa sa mga values ng mga Pilipino is yung closeness, di ba? The emotional closeness and the security in the family. The second one is the authority value. Ano nga ba yung authority value naman na napag-aralan nila about sa mga Filipino? Is that, di ba, yung mga elders, like parents, older siblings, and grandparents, those, no, are family that tends to be authoritarian. So, authoritarian, sila yung sinusunod natin dahil sila yung mas nakakatanda, may mas nalalaman kaysa sa'yo. So, sila yung sinusunod, di ba? So, the authority is within your family kung sino yung pinaka-mataas, pinaka-matanda, di ba? So, naano natin yun, na-a-adapt natin yun, di ba? Kasi, sa ngayon, siyempre kung ano yung sinasabi ng parents mo, yung mas nakakatanda mong kapatid, or yung mga lolo't lola mo, di ba, sinusunod mo, pinapalo mo. So, once na ikaw naman na ngayon, yung matanda, may apo ka na, may anak ka na, so, ikaw naman yung susundin. Diba? So, that is one of the values ng mga Pilipino. The third one is the economic and social betterment. Diba? So, here, it appears that most often has a desire to raise the standard of living of one's family or one's hometown, they open as a repayment for one's debt of gratitude. Or yung tinatawag nating utang na loob sa ating mga parents or relatives, di ba? After their sacrifices and support para makapag-aral ka, ngayon, na nakahanap ka ng magandang trabaho at maganda na yung income mo din, it's now time, di ba? To repay the debt of gratitude, no? Yung utang na loob, 'di ba? Yung suporta at sakripisyo nilang inilaan sa iyo para lang makamit mo kung ano yung meron ka ngayon. So, ibabalik mo naman sa kanila ngayon. Yan. Isa sa mga values na ng mga Pilipino. Hindi sila nakakalimot sa kanilang pinanggalingan. Okay? Tama ba 'yun? 'Di ba? Na kahit sa kakaunti lang yung nagiging income nila or hindi pa sila masyadong nakakaangat kasi still, di ba? Tumutulong na rin sila sa iba, di ba? Or tinutulungan na din nila yung mga taong tumulong sa kanila, di ba? Yan yung isa sa mga values ng mga Pilipino, magandang values. Hindi sila nakakalimot lumingon sa kanilang pinanggalingan, di ba? Okay? Marami ng ganun, di ba? Naging successful because of the help of others, no? Because of the support of this one, dahil sa sakripisyo ng magulang, ng kapatid, di ba, ng kamag-anak, para lang marating mo yung kung nasaan ka na ngayon. Okay? And those other values pa. Okay? Next, language. Okay? Sabi dyan, system of symbols for communication. Okay? So, language is another component of culture. So, it refers to a system of symbols that have a specific and arbitrary meaning in a given society. So, napakahalaga po ni language when it comes sa culture. Kasi ito yung symbolic communication or language that sets human being apart from other species. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, na tayong mga tao, sa lahat ng nilikha, tayo yung kakaiba. We are unique individuals because we are rational beings. Tayo lang yung may kakayahan makipag-usap, makipagtalastasan, mag-isip, di ba? At kung ano-ano pa. That's why this language is very important because it enables us to talk and think about past and the future. So language makes it possible for us to learn from others' experiences and to accumulate knowledge from other generation to the next. Di ba? Napakalaking importansya po ni language when it comes sa culture, 'di ba? Kasi through language na ipapasa-pasa natin. 'Di ba? Yung kulturang minana or nanggaling sa mga ninuno. 'Di ba? So, language is an example of non-material culture. Okay? Kasi, 'di ba? Language, 'di ba? Those are the words that people use. Diba? Through language, doon nagkakaintindihan, nagkakaunawan yung mga tao. Okay? So, language is useful. Is it because to transmit our learnings to others? Having language is obviously the greatest advantage of human beings among other species. Okay? That's why language is important in our culture. Tandaan nyo yan. Okay? Hindi mapasa-pasa or wala siguro tayo, o hindi natin alam yung mga language na yan. Ay, yung mga culture na yan without those language na sinagamit. Diba? Okay. Next, fashion, fads, and craze. Okay. So these are other components of culture that are short-lived social norms. Bakit short-lived social norm? Which people are expected to comply with. Kaya mga short-lived social norms lang kasi kung, for example, yung season na to, di ba? So, uso yung mga ganitong style ng bag, ng damit, ng buhok, di ba? Mga movie, and so on and so forth. So, they may also include the new styles of houses, cars, appliances, shows, and music. So, those are the components of culture na pangmadalian lamang, di ba? Habang lumilipas yung panahon, di ba, naiiba. Okay? So, kung ano yung uso ngayon din, so, di ba, makisabay ka din. Di ba? Kung ano yung trending, o dapat alam mo. Okay? So, yun yung fashion, fads, and craze, di ba? Nagbabago yan. Napapalitan yan, di ba? In any season. Okay? And it is a part of our culture na. Parte na yan ng kultura natin, yung pabago-bago. Di ba? When it comes sa style ng damit, sapatos, bags, di ba? Mga pelikula, movies, even music, even yung mga ginagamit nating appliances, di ba? Pa-high-tech ng pa-high-tech. And even yung mga cars, mga sasakyan, di ba? And then yung mga design din ng houses. Okay? So those are the short-lived social norms. Okay? So these 4 components are very important, okay, when it comes in culture. Next, modes of acquiring culture. So generally, there are 3 ways by which culture may be acquired. So we have the first ways, or the first mode, the imitation. So this process of socialization plays a very important role in the development of an individual. Diba? Ang pakikipagsalamuha, pakikipag-socialize sa mga tao ay napaka-importanteng bagay upang ikaw bilang tao is mag-develop, 'di ba? Kasi once na may nakakausap ka, 'di ba? Nakakakuha ka ng knowledge or learning sa ibang tao. At the same time, ganoon din yung ibang tao sa'yo. That's why it is important na makipag-socialize ka. So, like for example, as a child, yung bata, 'di ba? Habang lumalaki yan, he or she imitates the things around him or her. Tama ba? Ginagaya ng bata kung ano yung nakikita niya sa paligid niya. 'Di ba? The language of the people around him or her. Nagagaya din niya. Mga salita, mga pinagsasabi. And even the works or doings of his family or her family. So, he or she imitates even the undesirable traits from his or her peer group. So, through sa pakikisalamuha, maaring ma-adapt, makopya, 'di ba? Matutunan ng bata yung mga yun by observing, 'di ba? Through observing, 'di ba? Natutunan niyo yung mga bagay-bagay. Diba? Oh. Like for example, sa pag-aaral, 'di ba? Siyempre, hindi pa kayo maalam or hindi pa kayo marunong sa pagko-code. So, inobserbahan mo yung marunong mag-code, yung instructor mo sa subject mo na yan. Inobserbahan mo kung paano niya ginagawa, pinipindot, at kung ano-ano yung mga inaano niya para mapag-run yung code. So, through observing, ikaw natututunan mo din, di ba? So, that's we called imitation. Okay? So, the process of imitation becomes possible because of the example set by the social environment. Likewise, the individual continually undergoes the process of imitation even in his or her adult life, di ba? Up until now, di ba? Nag-observe kayo and nagka-copy and that natututo kayo, di ba? Kahit yung mga matatanda, kahit ako, 'di ba? Hindi lang kayo, hindi lang yung mga bata yung nag-o-observe at nagka-copy ng mga nakikita nila in their environment or in their surroundings. Even ako, kahit ako, 'di ba? Hindi ko naman din po basta-basta maituturo sa inyo 'to without observing or copying sa mga nagturo din sa akin, 'di ba? So gano'n po kapag sinabi nating imitation, no? Kung ano yung nakikita, 'di ba? Nakikita mo na ginagawa ng ibang tao, then ginagaya mo. So with that, through observing and copying, natututo ka. Okay, next, indoctrination. So this may take the form of formal teaching or training, which may take a place anywhere the individual finds himself or herself interacting with his or her fellow humans. Okay? So pag sinabi nating indoctrination, nagkakaroon tayo ng formal teaching and training sa mga taong nakakasalamuha natin or nakakasama natin. That's why yung mga parents, di ba, they sent their children to the school para magkaroon ng formal training. Para matutunan nila ng maayos kung ano yung mga dapat nilang matutunan, di ba? Kaya nga pinag-aaral para malaman yung mga mali sa tama. Or, di ba, magkaroon kayo ng knowledge, mag-gain kayo ng mga skills, di ba, experiences. That's why this formal teaching takes into account the cultural components of the society where the learning individuals lives. Diba? So, nabubuhay tayo sa ating society through those components na meron yung ating community or society. So, with those individuals, with those kind of socialization or pakikisalamuha, dun tayo natututo. Dun tayo nagkakaroon ng formal training. Another example, di ba, yung bata. Siyempre mga 3 years old, 4, 5 years old, di ba? Kailangan mo na silang i-train na dito sila magpupupo. Di ba yung toilet training na tinatawag? So, turuan mo na habang bata pa yung isang bata. Na dito siya sa CR, sa inodoro, sa bowl, siya umihi at magpupo. Hindi kung saan-saan. So, that kind of training, yan, natututunan na ng bata yan. Nagagawa na yan habang siya ay lumalaki. Di ba? Hanggang sa maging independent na siya. No? Hanggang kaya niya na tumayo sa kanyang sariling mga paa. No? That is indoctrination. Next, conditioning. So, mababasa niyo yan, learning through rewards and punishments. Okay? So, here in conditioning, through the social norms, prevailing in one's social and cultural milieu, the individual acquires a certain pattern of beliefs, values, behavior, and action through the process of conditioning. Diba? So, tayong mga tao, you as an individual, acquired tayo sa mga patterns of beliefs na naipasa or natutunan natin. Mga values and behaviors and even actions through the process of conditioning. Di ba? O yung bata. So, i-condition mo ngayon yung bata. Di ba? Na if gagawa siya ng mabuti o gagawa siya ng tama, may reward siya. Di ba? At kung hindi naman siya gagawa or kapag may ginawa siyang masama or hindi maganda, then may punishment siya. So, mas natin, specific. So, yung bata nagkalat. Inalat niya yung mga laruan. Di ba? Ang daming kalat dyan. So, para yung bata mismo yung magligpit doon, i-condition mo siya. Na once na niligpit niya yung kanyang kalat at inayos niya, magkakaroon siya ng reward. Bibigyan mo siya ng pagkain or papakainin mo siya. Pero, pag hindi iniligpit or inayos ng bata yung kanyang kalat, then it's now time to give her or him or her a punishment. Hindi mo siya bibigyan ng pagkain o hindi mo siya papakain. That, once na condition mo na yung bata, syempre, gagawin niya yung may reward siya. Makukuha niyang reward. So with that, habang bata, nakukondisyon mo. So habang lumalaki, nadadala yan ng bata na maging masinop, di ba? Na iligpit, maging maayos siya as an individual. That's why, is it important na matutunan or malaman ng mga tao yung ways in acquiring culture, 'di ba? Through imitation. May malalaman ka na diyan eh, 'di ba? Through trainings, 'di ba? Mas lalong lumalawak yung kaalaman mo. And through conditioning, diyan mo na ia-apply ng maayos yung mga natutunan mo. Okay? So those are the 3 ways of acquiring culture. So napaka-importante po niyan. Hindi basta-basta yung culture na kinalakihan mo is parang baliwala lang sa'yo. So kailangan mong isabuhay. Kasi, di ba, culture is a way of life of people. Okay? Next, we have also here the other concepts of cultural significance. Okay? So yung mga other concepts din when it comes sa culture, first, the subculture na tinatawag natin. Okay? So pag sinabi nating subculture, no, there are groups of people who do not exactly meet their society's ideals. Yes, may mga ganun kasi, di ba? Like for example, ikaw as an individual, nag-aral ka, graduate ka, pero hindi mo naman nasunod or hindi mo naman hindi naman akma yung trabaho mo sa field or sa course na tinapos mo, 'di ba? So minsan nagkakaroon ng ano ano na ba yung tamang term dito? Hindi naaayon. Nasa dulo ng dila ko. Basta yun, di ba? May mga ganun na yung tinapos mong kurso is hindi yun yung trabaho or yung tinahak mong landas ngayon. So they share most of its norms, values, and beliefs, but they change some of society's ideals to reflect more closely their own needs. So meaning this way, dito sa subcultures, no, in trying to fulfill their own needs, they create subcultures. Siyempre, di ba? Ang tinapos mo is, tawag dito, teacher. Di ba? Ang kursong tinapos mo is teacher. So, di ba? Hindi ka naman nagtuloy sa field mo when it comes sa teaching. So, nag-call center agent ka. Di ba? So, that is an example of subculture. Di ba? Kumbaga, para lang ma-fulfill yung needs mo. No? Para lang masuportahan mo yung sarili mo, yung pamilya mo. So, kailangan mong maghanap ng trabaho kahit hindi na align sa kung anong tinapos mo. Diba? So, that is subcultures na tinawag natin. But these groups may differ from the large society in a variety of ways, including the language or special vocabulary modes based on the religious differences or ethnic differences, or even sa occupational groups, such as military or the medical professions that may give rise to subcultures as well. Diba? So, isa kang ordinary Filipino. Then, you as an ordinary Filipino, nakapagtapos ka as a doctor. So, bilang nasa field or nasa medical profession din, that is your subcultures na tinatawag. Okay? So, an example of subcultures is the gangs of the youth, manifesting common interests, di ba? Mga gangs, mga organizations, yung sinasalihan ng mga kabataan, di ba? Because of the common interests, di ba? People belonging to the same professions or calling, like the armed forces, di ba? So, dahil gusto mong magsilbi, di ba, sa bayan, that's why naging police ka, di ba? So, that is your subculture. Diba? Dahil gusto mong makatulong sa mga may sakit, o yan, naging doctor ka. So, that is your subcultures. Di ba? You are belong to the medical professionals. At dahil ikaw ay business-minded, di ba? Magaling ka mag-sales talk, then, di ba? Your subculture is being a businessman or a businesswoman. Okay? And so on and so forth. So, yan po yung tinatawag nating subcultures. So, did you get the point? Next. Cultural shock. Okay. So dito, all humans tend to believe that their way of life, which has been handed down from generation to generation, and it is the right way. So tama ba, di ba? Yung mga, kung ano yung way of life natin, namana lang natin kasi napasa lang yan sa atin ng ating mga ancestors, ng ating mga ninong. So because their own values and norms are so ingrained, people of one culture sometimes become upset when they are confronted with those of another culture. Bakit nagiging upset yung ibang culture once na merong confrontation na nangyayari to another culture? Because when these people go to other societies or other places, very different from theirs. Siyempre, ikaw, nagmula ka dito sa Pilipinas. Pumunta, nag-migrate ka sa ibang bansa. Tapos yung bansang pinuntahan mo is liberated country. Meaning kasi pag sinabi nating liberated country, o ano? Any idea kapag sinabi nating liberated country? Ano po? May idea kayo pag sinabi nating liberated country? O anyone from the class? Diba? Tsakang Pilipino nag-migrate ka sa bansa. Sa ibang, yes, Mr. Limon.
Ma'am, parang po yung sa North Korea.
Mm.
Very safe po sila doon.
Okay. Yes. Diba? Sa North Korea, stricto. So kapag pumunta ka doon, ewan ko kung makakapunta ka doon. Diba? Pero sa mga ibang countries, mga liberated countries. So because you are a Filipino, so ang kinagawian mo, nakasanayan mong kultura is pang Pilipino. So nag-migrate ka sa ibang bansa. Sa isang liberated places. Kikita mo yung mga tao doon naglalakad na walang undergarment. O, di ba? Walang bra. Nakikita yung mga ano, di ba? Or may mga naghahalikan lang dyan sa daanan, sa kanto, or what, di ba? May mga ganong country. Yes, alam niyo yan, alam ko. Di ba? Or nababasa nyo, nakikita nyo sa mga social media. Di ba? May mga ganong country. So, dahil ikaw, isang Pilipino, di ba? Ang nakasanayan mo is, di ba, yung dapat may kasuotan, maayos, ganyan. So, pumunta ka sa country na doon, ay, bigla kang nagulat. Diba? Hindi mo akalain na ganun pala yung kultura nila. Okay? So, meaning to say, na culture shock ka. Okay? Is it because you are not familiar with the culture na meron sila? Okay? That's why merong culture shock na tinatawag. Kasi, no, what these people experiences is called cultural shock. Diba? Yung expectation mo kasi, na akala mo, same din sa kung anong culture mo or nakasanayan mo, iba pala. Diba? So that's why if ever man na magmamigrate ka or mag-visit ka sa ibang lugar, sa ibang country, make sure you have knowledge about their culture. Na familiar ka sa kultura nila para hindi ka, nasya-shock, nabibigla. Kasi diba, talo na yung mga conservatives, yung mga pumunta din, diba, sa liberated countries. Oh my gosh. O, diba? Mabibigla talaga sila. Ayan. Yan po yung isa sa mga concepts of cultural significance. Diba? Cultural shock or culture shock. Diba? Nagkakaroon ng iba't ibang reaction. No? Kasi iba yung expectation nila. Expectation versus reality ka nga nila. Okay? Next, cultural log. This concept was expounded first by William Ogborn. Okay. So, itong konsepto na to, itong cultural log na to, di ba? Unang na-discover ni William Ogborn. Okay? So, this means the dysfunctions in or the inability of a given society to adopt a culture immediately as a result of the disparity in the rate of change between the material and non-material elements of culture. Diba? Gaya ng sabi ko nga kanina, habang lumilipas yung panahon, di ba, nagbabago-bago yung mga kagamitan, nag-upgrade, may mga innovation. Di ba? It's either material man yan or non-material types of culture. So, cultural lag arises when the village folks, for instance, no, for example, cannot accept the innovations when it comes in scientific farming, di ba? O sa, in terms of pagsasaka, di ba noon, mano-mano talagang kailangan ng buong lakas mo para lang makapagtanim, makapaggala or anything, di ba? Sa bukid or sa pagsasaka. But because of the innovation, because of technology, 'di ba? Because of globalization, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon ng improvement. May mga machineries na ginagamit for farming, no? That's why kapag sinabi nating cultural lag, eto na yung mga taong hirap, no? Tanggapin yung pagbabago ng mga bagay-bagay o yung mga nakasanayan nila. Like for example, yung mga matatanda, di ba? Yung mga lolo-lola ninyo, syempre, yung mga yan nasanay sa buhay nung panahon nila, yung kung ano yung naabutan or naging gawin nila noon, yung pamumuhay nila. Kaysa sa pamumuhay natin ngayon na halos high-tech na, di ba? Yung paggamit na lang ng smartphone, di ba? Ipagamit mo yung smartphone sa lola mo na di ba? Ang pamumuhay nun is wala namang ganun, di ba? So, sila yung mga nagkakaroon ng lag when it comes sa culture, di ba? Mahirap, or kumbaga, hindi nila agad-agad, no, na-adapt or natatanggap yung mga pagbabago, yung mga changes ng culture na meron na po tayo. So, that is cultural lag. Okay? Nakuha po yung ibig sabihin? Okay? Next, last, we have the cultural dualism. Okay? So, dito naman sa cultural dualism, no? One thing that characterizes Filipino culture dualism is that, 'di ba? Sinakop tayo. Na-colonize tayo ng iba't ibang lahi, 'di ba? Hindi lamang isa, dalawa or tatlong lahi, 'di ba? Marami. So cultural dualism is not an altogether different concept, for it is dependent on the first part of the traditional idea. So, kapag sinabi natin cultural dualism, it acknowledges the firmly established influences of the East on Filipino culture in terms of social, religious, and political values. Diba? Na-influensyan lang naman tayo ng mga sumakop sa atin, ng mga nag-colonize sa atin, no? In terms sa religion, diba? Sa political values or views natin. However, the influences of the West, no? Ng ibang lahi, are also dominant, di ba? So meaning to say, kapag sinabi nating cultural dualism, it gives rise to an East-West dualism in Filipino culture. Nang ibig sabihin, hindi lamang yung sarili mong kultura yung ina-adapt o ina-acquire mo. Pagkus, because of the pananakop is na-adapt na rin ng mga Pilipino yung kultura ng ibang lahi. That's why nagkakaroon ng cultural dualism, no? So cultural dualism is now manifested in the Filipino culture and character. 'Di ba? Kitang-kita naman po natin, 'di ba? At ginagawa nyo din, 'di ba? Kasi habang tinatangkilik natin yung sarili nating produkto, 'di ba? Tumatangkilik din tayo ng mga iba't ibang produkto ng iba't ibang bansa, mga imported products. So that is one example of cultural dualism. Yung hindi lamang yung culture mo yung ina-acquire mo, bagkus yung kultura na rin ng ibang lahi or ibang country or places. So it cannot be denied that this cultural phenomenon has historical background. Yes. Naniniwala kayo dun? Tama ako? Diba? Are you agree? Na lahat ng mga nangyayari sa kultura man yan, sa pinagmulan man natin, or ano man, lahat yan may history. Diba? Merong pinagmulan. May basic sources of morality. Hindi lang basta-basta ginagawa ng mga tao yan kung walang naging basihan or walang pinagmulan. Okay? So, that's the end of our discussion this afternoon. So, any questions? Clarifications or violent reactions. So you are feel free to ask questions or you can say your concerns if you have. Ano, meron po ba? May tanong? Nandiyan pa po ba kayo?
Wala po, ma'am.
Sigurado? O going twice? Going
Going-
thrice? Bidding. Ano, may mga tanong po? Naunawaan po ang
So,
ating discussion.
Opo.
Okay, quick review. Isi-send niyo po ba yung module sa OAP po? Mag-upload ako ng copy of the presentation pero hindi yung module. Etong pre-send ko po. So, dapat nag-take down notes din kayo. Hindi lang yung paasa kayo dito sa ating presentation. Okay po? Yan. So, if you have no questions, just open your camera and I will take a photo. Ano po? Wala no, sigurado, wala nang tanong.
Kailan po, madam, yung quiz, madam?
Yung quiz. Bakit? Secret. Surprise. Ganun. Don't worry. No, wag niyong pangunahan. Kayo naman, kakatapos lang ng discussion natin, quiz na agad yung iniisip nyo. Hindi pa nga ako nagbigay ng activity sa inyo, di ba? Yan. Activity muna. Okay po? Yan. Tingin na sa camera. Mag-smile naman kayo. Mukha na naman kayo pinagsakloban ng langit at lupa. Okay? Smile. Take it easy. No? Yan. Huwag niyong problemahin na marami kayong activity. Ganon talaga. Estudyante kayo, nag-aaral kayo, no? Responsibilidad ninyo yan. Okay? So, tingin na sa camera. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Isa pa. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. O bakit Mr. Acosta, ano yan? Ano yung ginagay? Burger ka sa akin? Ganon ba yun? Ikaw talaga. Okay, kung wala nang tanong, thank you for listening. I hope na may natutunan kayo sa ating discussion. No? Hindi lamang pumasok at lumabas yan sa kabilang tenga ninyo. So, dapat isa buhay, i-apply nyo po din sa inyong life. Okay? Because that is part of our culture. So, thank you and have a good day, everyone. See you next meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you po.
Bye, ma'am.
You're all I need.